So good evening, friends. Welcome to our day 6 of Mind Mastery program. So before I begin, let's do a quick sound check and video check. If you can hear me, if you can see me, uh, give me a thumbs up, type I hear and see. So let's do a quick check. Please type I hear and type I see if you can hear and see me. Yeah, I'm waiting for your confirmation before I start. So thank you very much for joining this session. So it's a pleasure, to have you in. Thank you very much. Okay. So I hope I'm audible. If you guys can see me and hear me, please do confirm in the chat. Okay. All right. So I assume, I still have not got any response. Can anyone a message? Can anyone type and let me know whether I'm audible? Can you hear me, guys? Okay. So I understand. I hope you're able to see me and hear me. Today's day 6 of our Mind Mastery program. And in today's session, we're going to talk about planning. So each day we're looking at certain topics which would help you build your mindset. So today's day 6, and day 6 is all about planning. Now, before I go into the topic, I want to help you understand what is planning, right? So, what is planning, right? If you know what is planning, let me know in the chat. Please let me know what you think is planning. If you know the answer, superb. Thank you. Thank you. So, all right. So let me go ahead. So planning is the process of thinking. So how many of you think? So if you're someone who is able to think, or if you're someone spending time thinking about your future, thinking about your actions, thinking about what you want to do next, then you are someone who is capable of planning. So a simple definition of what is planning. Planning is the process of thinking to achieve the desired goal. So you may be thinking a lot of stuff, right? If you're someone who has the ability to think, because some people don't think, some people don't have the ability to think, right? And that is one reason why people don't plan. Okay, so now if you're someone who is able to think, if you're someone who is able to daydream, yeah, then you have the capacity to plan. Now, if you're not planning, that's not a problem. We will learn about that today. Why you're not planning. But what is planning? Planning is the process of thinking, right? So why do you think you want to achieve what you want, what you desire, right? So planning is purely based on a person's ability to predict the future. Now, companies do plan, families do plan, right? Why companies do plan? Companies do plan because they predict the future. They have predicted the future, right? And that is the reason why, let's say, let me give you an example. They are into some people are into Bitcoin. Let's say Elon Musk is into exploring, is into the exploration of Mars. He want to go to Mars. He want to, so he um, has an idea about the future of Earth, right? So he is trying to settle people in Mars, right? So he has a plan, right? So planning is based on a person's ability to predict the future. So people do plan when they have, they have predicted the future. So why do people invest in share market, right? Or why do people start a business? The reason is they have predicted the future. So when they have predicted the future, yeah, they start planning, right? So planning is the first and the foremost activity you do to achieve the desired results or goal. So if you have a goal, if you have a desire, then planning is the first step. It is the first step. It is not the last step. Planning is the first step you take to achieve the goal, right? Now, let me give you a simple example. Your desire could be to build a house, right? That's and the purpose could be different. The goal, there could be a lot of goal, there could be a purpose for building a house. But when you want to build a house, what do? You plan. You go to the architect, you ask them to come up with a blueprint of the house, and they come up with the estimation of the cost, right? And then you think about the resources. When the estimation of the cost has come, then you think about the resources you have. You think about how you can procure that amount. You can gather the amount which is required for building the house, right? So when this idea, when this desire of building a house comes to your mind, right, when you predict the future that you would need a house because you're going to have a family, and your family would need this many rooms to accommodate people, okay? So what do? You plan. And how do you plan? You plan on paper. But I'm not going to deal with how you're planning, how you should plan. But here, this is the agenda today. We're going to see why people don't plan. And we're going to see what are the essentials in planning, right? And then I'm going to give you my thought, right? So let me give you the first reason why people don't plan. The number one reason why people don't plan is this: they do not possess the ability or the skill or the knowledge to plan. Simple as that. Yeah. Number one reason why people don't plan is because they don't have the skill or the knowledge to plan. Simple. No rocket science. So, number one reason why people don't plan is because they don't have the ability to know the other planning skills or the knowledge to plan. So, they don't have the natural ability for that. Or they're not been taught to prioritize. Growing up as a child, people were not taught what is the important thing, what is the urgent thing, what is the thing which can wait, or they were not been taught to prioritize, or they were not been taught to prepare for the future. So people don't. The number one reason why people don't plan is they don't possess the planning skills or knowledge. Simple, right? The second reason why people don't plan is this: they don't believe that they do believe that they don't have time. People don't plan is because they're busy, they work late. Let me put it this way: people are busy doing the activities of others, so they don't plan for themselves. Right now, if let me say, so I have worked in organizations. I have coached people who are working in organizations. So these people work for 16 hours. They work for 14 hours. They work for 12 hours. Now they work hard. They work for 12 hours. Then they travel for 2 hours to come home. And once they come home, they're tired, dead tired. They refresh. They hit the bed. The next morning again they have to travel for 2 hours or 1 hour to reach office. And they carry on with the work which is given to them at office. And you know what they do? They don't have plan. They don't plan for themselves. They're busy with their activities. So since they're busy, they don't believe they have time for planning. So number two reason why people don't plan is because they believe they don't have time to plan. They consider planning or taking time out to plan is a waste of time because they have a lot of things to do. That's the number two reason why people don't plan, right? So number three, the third thing why people don't plan. People are overwhelmed. They really want to plan, but when they decide to plan, they have too many tasks. They are overwhelmed with a number of things to plan. There are too many things to plan. They have to plan for the children's education. They have to plan for their retirement. They have to plan for building a new house or buying a house. They have to plan for investments. They have to plan for their health. They have to plan for a lot of stuff. Yeah, they have to plan for their education, right, to improve themselves. So there's a lot of things people have, right. When they decide to plan, there are a lot of the list is huge. So when the list is huge, people naturally give up. They don't know what to prioritize. They feel like, man, there are too many things to plan. Um, so I would rather not plan, and I would go with things as it comes. Okay. So the third reason why people don't plan is because they are overwhelmed by the number of things they have to plan. Okay. So they don't plan one event at a time. Rather, they try to plan a lot of things. That's the reason, right? So you don't try to plan a lot of things at one go. You try to plan one thing at a time. If you're that person. If you're overwhelmed with things to plan, then let me give you a tip. The tip is don't try to plan a lot of things at a time. Rather, plan one thing at a time. Okay? Super. The fourth thing why people don't plan is because uh, they know the outcomes don't come as planned. Okay, so I know this. Growing up, the South African cricket team was an inevitable cricket team. They were the strongest team. They were even stronger than the Indian team when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, right? And uh, it was told that the South African cricket team had 52 plans, game plans. So for a match, they had 52 game plans to win. Okay, and they were successful. But the South African cricket team has always failed in the World Cup. A team which is successful, a team with potential players, was not so far. They were not able to win the World Cup, though they had 52 plans for one match. Right. So there are chances, yes. Uh, planning doesn't come it doesn't unfold as you plan. Things don't unfold as you plan. So people, they say they don't plan because the outcomes vary. It varies greatly, right? They don't plan because they say, hey, anyway, God, no, man proposes, God disposes. I can have a plan. I do have a plan. I can work on my plan, but the final outcome is not in my hand. So why should I plan? So people don't actually plan, right? So these are the four reasons why people don't plan. But I'm going to tell you why you have to plan. I'm going to give you three things why you have to plan. Number one, you have to plan because we all have dreams and desire. Number one reason why you have to plan is we all have dreams and desires, right? To accomplish and to make those dreams to become a reality in your life, right? And if you're someone who wants the dream to become reality, then you have to plan. See, I understand the outcome may not be in your hand. The proverb says, man proposes, God disposes, right? The outcome is not in your hand. It doesn't mean you cannot, you know, uh, miss what you desperately want in life. To achieve whatever you want in life, you should really have a plan. That's number one. Number one reason why planning is essential is because if you have a dream, if you have a desire, if you have a goal, right? If you see yourself doing well in future, then you should plan to achieve that. Got it? All right. Number two reason why you have to plan. The number two reason why you have to plan is planning bridges the gap between your desire and the dream by calling for an action, right? So you have a desire, you have a dream, right? And what is the dream? Okay, what is the gap? The gap is action. For you to achieve your dream, so what is a desire? A desire is something you want. And dream is you are seeing yourself achieving that, right? And what is the gap between your desire and your dream is the action. You may have a desire, but if you don't have a action, your desire will just remain a dream. It will not become a reality. So the gap between your dream and your desire and your dream is action. So when you start working on your desire, your dreams will become a reality. So why you should plan? The second thing is you when you plan, you have a roadmap. When you have a plan, you know where to walk, in which direction to walk, you know what to do, right? So don't bother about the outcome. Don't bother about the outcome, but at least you know which way to go. At least you'll be acting towards your goal. You'll be moving. Somebody said, somebody told me, Prasad, you can always change course when when your vehicle is moving, when your car is moving, even though if you're in the wrong direction, if you're going towards the wrong route or wrong destination, when your car is moving, you can always turn, you can always make a U-turn, you can always turn right, turn left, and reach your destination. But when your car is not moving, okay, you stay where you are. But you may have a desire to reach a destination. You may have a dream. You may see yourself there in that destination. But with a car which is not moving, you will not certainly reach. Right? That's the same thing. Action bridges the gap between your desire and your dream. Okay? So the second reason why you have to have a plan is because it bridges the gap. You will start acting. The third reason why you have to have is because a concrete plan supplies you with a tangible step to take in the direction of your dream, like what I told you. So when you have a dream, a plan, right, you'll start moving towards it step by step. Somebody said, if you can run, run. But if you can't run, if you can run, walk, right? You can't walk, But if you can crawl, crawl. End of the day, keep moving. Don't stay where you are. So, what gives you that ability? What gives you that power? Planning gives you that power. Without a plan, you will not go, you will go somewhere. That somewhere will not be what you desired. Yeah, imagine this, imagine this. I'm in Chennai now. I want to go to Kashmir. Okay. I fill my car. I fill my car with fuel. Yeah. And then I start my car. And I'm not asking Google for map. My Google map is not turned on, or I don't have a physical map in my hand. I just start my car and I start traveling, right? Now, the desire is I want to reach Kashmir. But the problem is I don't have a plan. I don't have a map with me. I have not turned on Google Map as well. Do you think I will reach my destination? The probability is less than 1%. Yeah, I will exhaust my fuel. I will run out of my ration, but then my car would stop somewhere. And that place will not be a desired place. That is what will happen to you. When you don't have a plan, you will go somewhere. You will reach some destination, but that destination won't be what you desired. Yeah, and at the end of the day, when you look back, you will have regret. You will be sorry about yourself. You will blame yourself. You will blame others, right? And you will not be happy what you have achieved with your life, right? So it could be anything. Whatever is your plan, whatever is your dream, whatever is the desire, start having a plan. Yeah, how can you plan? Take a note. Yeah, and start writing your dreams, your desires. Yeah, and break it down into small bits and pieces. We'll deal with that in a different session, right? Here, my focus is only about why you should have a plan, right? And now these are my final thoughts. These are my final thoughts. Yeah, somebody said, by failing to plan, I'm just reading it, okay? By failing to plan, you plan to fail. Okay? Let me repeat it. By failing to plan, you are planning to fail. People who ignore the planning handicap themselves, yeah, and they become ineffective. The good news is, the good news about planning is, yeah, it is very simple. All it takes is discipline. Yeah. What is discipline? Discipline is a habit. Every morning when I wake up, I go to the restroom, I brush my teeth, I take bath, yeah, I dress up, I shave. Yeah. It's a habit, it's a routine which I do. And that is what is called discipline. So, like every morning you brush, every morning you take time, yeah, to plan. Plan your day, plan your month, plan your week, plan your year. Have some plan. Planning is the only way how you can reach your destination. And anyone can do it. You don't have to have a PhD to plan. I'm telling you, anyone can do it. You don't have to be intelligent. But then you can be intelligent, and if you don't plan, the world will call you foolish. Right? You understand what I'm saying? Right? So all you need is a time window, uninterrupted time window. Allocate yourself some 10, 15 minutes every morning and start planning. Have a focused thought and bring all your dreams and desires into paper, on the paper. I'm sorry. All right. So we're on time. Yeah. So this is what I want to tell you. We have just touched the surface. I want you to plan. If you want to improve yourself, if you want to have a better future, if you want to have the future, I know a friend of mine. I know a friend of mine, this guy wanted to marry an American. Okay, he had a desire. He had a desire to marry a foreigner, white woman. But then he ended up marrying an Indian. Yeah, but yeah, he's happy. He has a lovely wife and children. But then, the reason why he did not achieve his dream or desire is because he did not plan, right? He did not plan to either go abroad, falling in love with someone or someone falling in love with him and getting married, right? But he did not plan. He just had a desire. At the end of the day, his desire did not come true. Simple reason, he did not have a plan. All he had was a desire, and the desire remained a dream. Okay? Because he did not take any action. So I want to finish the session with this. You have a desire and you see yourself achieving that. You have a dream. Bridge the gap with action. And how can you bridge the gap? Is by having a plan. So plan daily. Take some time out early in the morning. Make it as a habit. Like you brush every morning, like you brush. Every morning, take some time out. 10 minutes. Start with 10 minutes and start jotting out your plan on paper. Yeah, start with a daily plan. Go take it up to the weekly plan, then monthly plan, and have a yearly plan, 1 year plan, then a 5 year plan. But start planning today. If you want to see yourself in a better place in the next 5 years. All right. So one quick announcement, guys. We've been talking about our job assistance program. So wait for it. We are launching it in November. Yeah, we have two bundles. One is the AI bundle, and another one is the EST bundle. So what is the plan? We are going to teach technology, hard skills, and soft skills. You need both to sell yourself to the organizations, right? So when companies hire you, they hire people with hard skill and soft skill. So that's the reason why we have come up with this plan. We're going to teach you hard skill and we're going to teach you soft skill. We're going to make you employable. That's the plan, right? So wait for more announcement. We will be launching this program in November. All right. Thank you, guys. See you. God bless you. Have a nice evening. Take care. Bye-bye.